Good to see you, my friend.
You got me up early.
I did.
It sounds like you've been up all night.
I've been up all night, so you can just swing that out of your way.
Oh, I love it.
You know what? This is.
Things we do, right?
I know for a good cause.
Oh, you're a good man.
It's
I mean,
World Homeless Day.
I know.
Did you know World Homeless Day was a thing?
I've been honoring this for the last 6 years.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say I actually didn't know.
Oh no! Every year I either am doing an event or I'm sleeping in a shelter on Homeless World Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it started. I think 6 years ago. A friend of mine lives in Brisbane, and he started a nonprofit called Bed Down.
Okay.
And he converted parking garages into shelters because
Okay.
they have a tremendous issue down in Brisbane, in Australia.
Huh.
And I befriended him through my first campaign, and I started talking with him, and he and I became great friends. And then he is on the Shelter Portland Advisory Board.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Norm
Yeah,
McGillivray.
Yes.
And that following year, I asked TriMet to let me borrow the Gateway Park and Ride, and I converted the park and ride into a shelter.
right.
I wanted to try and see how can we care for Portlanders.
And you almost froze to death.
No, but that was a different one.
Oh, was that a different
It was a
one?
different one.
Oh, okay.
The one in October worked, and
Okay.
then Joint Office of Homeless Services and Mark Jolan said, "Let's try it during a severe winter shelter."
Yes.
And man, it was 20 degrees, and I feel like I almost killed
Yeah.
10 volunteers.
Yeah.
And stuff. But that's how you learn, Lance. I
Yes.
mean, look at you. Look what
I
you've
know.
built. Because you just kept moving forward, right?
Yeah, well, there's a need.
Right,
And-
lean in.
And we needed to lean in, and people told me we were crazy and that,
Oh,
the
man.
money was too tight. And but we just said, hey, we're gonna step up, and we just got our occupancy.
beautiful.
So we're ready to move in the next couple of weeks.
So tell me about you. You've been here for the last how many hours?
I have been here since, last time I saw you at the ribbon cutting, which was at noon yesterday, and I came and sat right on the bench at 1 o'clock, and I had a series of incredible, off-the-cuff, unscheduled interviews with houseless passerbyers that
great.
were, just come in, and the whole crowd. We had 170 people at the ribbon cutting, so there was
that was
people
a
everywhere.
Great big event. Great job.
It was. Thank
a lot
you
of
for
excitement.
coming. A lot
You're
of
doing
excitement.
great. You're the right person at the right time.
Yeah.
In a city that needs the right form of hope and care.
Well, I could say that about you too. And by the way, not that you need an introduction, but for our guests watching, why don't you briefly introduce yourself, and
Okay.
we'll fire away some questions.
So my main job is just helping Lance Orton succeed in the city of Portland. So that's kind of what my overall focus is. But in my day job and part-time world, I am the mayor of the city of Portland, Keith Wilson,
Yes.
and thrilled to be in this incredibly challenging, fulfilling work with Mr. Lance Orton.
Yes, well
I mean,
said.
You and I are partners in this.
Yes, we are.
I mean, you've done some incredible things. Not only have you done incredible things, when I needed help, hope, advice, and direction, you took a lunch with me through mutual friends, and we met.
that.
And I got to tell you, as far as life goes, there are certain conversations that are a genesis moment,
Yes.
and that was one of them, where you and I just thought, wow, I think it took you and I all of like 2 minutes to default to trust.
Yep.
And we got rid of the other non-valuable stuff, and we went into what are we going to do to really turn this city around. And I'd say we're turning the city around.
I mean,
Lance.
look at what both we have done. I
Yeah.
mean, we've got a new
Oh,
Women
my
and
goodness.
Kids program in St.
Yeah.
John's. We've got 110 beds opening up here. You've got how many beds coming up on 600?
We have 630 open beds, and in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will be announcing, I think, between 4 to 6 new shelters.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're really starting to expand to meet the need, not just overnight shelter that are low barrier, but I think next week or the week after, we're going to announce a sober shelter.
I love it.
We're going to announce, I think, 2 family shelters.
Okay.
And then in successive order, we're going to open up some more low barrier shelters. And so
Okay.
we're really looking at trying to find a resource that matches the need for the particular person, as opposed to just having a number of life-saving beds. Now we want to focus on how can we care for an individual in their journey to recovery to fit their specific needs.
I love it. So let's get into. I know we don't have a lot of time, so let's get into some of the tough questions first, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. critics of our plan. I'll call it our plan because
Yeah, I appreciate
I'm a
that.
board member at Shelter Portland, and I support what you and we are doing. Critics often say that I got a call. I haven't even called her back yet. I don't know who she is. I think she thinks I work for the city. She left a voicemail on my office phone.
It's okay because people think I work for you, so it's okay.
Well, I guess it's sort of both true, right? We work together.
Yeah, both are true.
But her complaint, concern, I'll call it, was that we're essentially warehousing people, that we're just hiding the problem. We're taking people off the street, putting them in a shelter, and that there's no next step or a way to connect them beyond just an overnight shelter.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So what do you say to that?
Yeah,
criticism?
God, there's so many things I could say. Let's talk about the data of the current 24/7 system.
Okay.
Then let's talk about what we're doing to provide life-saving care. And then let's talk about the Oasis right down the street.
Yes.
So the first thing, if you look at the Joint Office of Homeless Services, the Homeless Services Department, we have 3,000 beds in Portland.
Yep. That's the county.
That's
For
the
those
county.
that you don't know, that the county is the
That's the
Homeless
county.
Service Department.
7 years ago, the average length of stay, because we were really helping people with care and housing, was 23 days.
Right.
Average length of
Which
stay.
is pretty good. That's
Yeah.
better than ours.
Today, it's 77
Wow.
in that system.
Wow.
They're already housing people.
Right.
And what happens is because they're housing and they're not moving people through the system, because they're not practicing continuous improvement, they're not following best practices around the nation, we're warehousing people in these 24/7 shelters. So I appreciate the criticism, and I agree. That should be a reason to let's get going.
Right.
Stop warehousing people. Get the system to work. Why is it taking? Why have we tripled the length of stay? Why are we tripling the length of
Right.
stay in an emergency shelter when it should be there only for a few days?
Right.
Second, 7 years ago, we only had a few people staying in a shelter more than a year.
Right.
Now we have hundreds of people. We are not sheltering people anymore. We're housing people in
shelters.
emergency
Right.
shelters.
Right.
When we should be moving people through, and it is extremely high cost when you have somebody in a shelter when they should be in housing.
Right.
So I agree with that person.
Okay.
We should not be warehousing people, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
Now the system I've got is we're ramping up life-saving care. Last Thursday, I had a friend of mine report that someone died on the sidewalk in the middle of downtown Portland while hundreds of people were walking by.
Yeah, I heard about that.
We've lost our humanity. We're letting people suffer and die at our literal
Yep.
and figurative footsteps.
Yeah.
What sort of dignified city is that? So I would ask that woman, what's the difference? Why are we warehousing people? We don't have enough room for those when they're ready to come in, and then we're letting them die. You know, it's just the humanity.
We normalized it.
And then third, because we have so many shelters we're opening, and the design is, we're going to help you find what your need is. We helped 18 people get home around the nation last week. It's a best practice.
That's pretty good.
Our county hadn't been doing that.
Yeah.
The
You
best
had a goal of what?
Yeah.
14, wasn't it? 14. You told your
14,
team. Yeah.
but I raised our goal to 24 now.
Of
by the
course
way.
you did.
But check this out. Those 18 people we housed last week with their moms and their dads and their sisters.
Yeah.
If we built a house in our community, that would be $9 million we saved last week. We saved $9 million that we can help create a better and improved system. And then the third point I wanted to bring was the Oasis.
Oasis.
She's right. Now I'm opening up shelters. They are nighttime shelters because I don't want that gentleman who died on the sidewalk not to say I'm ready to come in and the city's not ready to. To me, that's the tragedy.
Yeah.
Is that when someone's ready for recovery, we're not ready for them. The Oasis now says that if you're going to stay in an overnight shelter, because you might need to go to your work the next day, right? You may need to go to work or a recovery program, but if you don't, come to the day center that we have a few blocks away, and that's where we have showers and services and laundry and case management and a way to get into a 24/7 shelter where we can start focusing on providing housing or SSI or SSDI benefits or a license. You know, that's where we then supercharge the system. What do you need? We're here to help, and let's get going on your road to recovery. So it's
love it.
really positive.
And you guys opened that Oasis up fast. I mean,
Yeah, we
what
had
I
600 people there last week on
and
one day.
That is what I have been so impressed about with the city under your leadership is that you don't hire an outside consultant to come in and spend $300,000 to study the problem
No.
and give you a list of recommendations. You guys said we need we got shelters. We're getting shelters open. We need a day center. You had the property identified in a matter, I don't even know how, it seemed like weeks, not even. And you were up and running with a soft opening, and I know it's continually improving, and you're adding services, but you got it opened. And as a provider, that's important to us because we're doing outreach.
Yep, that's right.
And when we started doing outreach, we didn't really have anywhere to tell people to go at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Now we've got a place that we can
6
send
a.m.
them. Yeah.
And this narrative that government doesn't move fast, it's not true.
Yeah.
What
It can't.
may not move fast is leadership, knowledge, and direction. And our focus at the city, we have 8,500 staff members, and I got to tell you, they are an incredible group of people that are thriving, that are ready to move forward. They just want to know what's my clarion call. And so we've set a series of focuses and challenges, and we've prioritized them, and everybody knows what's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are going, and it is exciting.
Yeah, it is. Okay, one more tough one, and then we'll get to light stuff. We all make mistakes.
Yep.
We're human. If you had to, and I am not saying that you have, I'm genuinely curious.
Oh man, it's a long list, buddy.
Give me a couple. What are a few mistakes you've made that you've learned and had to pivot, or would do differently so far?
In this particular job, we'll talk about that. Yeah. Portland is in dire straits financially. When I was going through the analysis of getting ready for this job, and the interview is sustained interview, it's called a campaign. It's a full year. Right. Lights are on and you're not hiding from anything.
Right.
But while I was doing that, I wanted to be prepared for the job because I didn't want the job. I want to do the job. I don't want to be mayor. I want to help, turn Portland around. I want to help us experience the Renaissance because we have everything we need. What I underestimated was the financial dire straits of the city. When I walked in on day one, they said, "Welcome, congratulations. You have $100 million hole now to fill." I was astounded at how our city has fallen so far, so fast, that the revenue side of the balance sheet is so porous. And so it was a mistake. I came in with more eyes wide open. But then I also want to know that when I hear about the mistakes that I make about not being as ready as I should have been with the financial difficulties we were experiencing, is we quickly recognize the mistake. And then, like any good team, it's an obstacle. Don't complain. Don't point fingers. Go fix it.
Yep.
And I then started calling the governor, Metro Council President Peterson, the legislators, anybody who had an opportunity to help us financially. I talked to all the chairs around the counties, commissioners around the counties, not just our county, but all of them. And I started raising the awareness. We need to turn Portland around or else the entire region fails and Oregon fails. And they all said, "You're right." We had a clear plan, as you and I both know. We asked for financial assistance and they just came to our help. So the negative turned out to be a positive. And now what we have is when we turn this city around this year, everybody's going to celebrate. Not just a person.
Right.
It's not just me.
Right.
It's not just us. It's not just Portland. But it's the region and it's the state, and the governor's going to be at that table celebrating with us. Yeah. So when you think about it, that's pretty cool. A Renaissance isn't just a city; it's the Renaissance of regionalism, bringing everybody to the table. And then I used that 2 weeks ago. We're being attacked by the Trump administration right now, and I don't want to stand alone. I used that same sort of lesson I learned, and I asked all the regional mayors to join me, and they all showed up, and we've created collaboration to help create a joint statement to push back against the Trump administration. You cannot divide us. It will only unite us. So you see how that mistake lesson has turned out to become a real formative benefit for the city.
Yeah.
Now, as far as mistakes go, yeah, you bet. I mean,
we all make them.
They're all over, man.
And I love that essentially your job sounds a lot like mine. You're swallowing your pride and humbling yourself and asking for money all day long.
Yeah, and you know, Lance, here's the thing I know about you. I think that's why you United Fighters, you just don't complain.
No.
We got no time for complaints, and we live in a world of what ifs. And you can sit down with people and say what if, but you'll never get up from the table then. And you and I, we hear what ifs. I'm very respectful, but once I hear it, I just want to go figure it out.
Yeah.
And you're a figured it out sort of guy.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're gonna
You
have
getting
this.
loopy yet?
I'm getting a little bit loopy,
bet
but
you
this is
are.
my first cup of
So
coffee.
what did you do? What midnight? What?
Well,
you just
we've been
kinda
going
powered through.
Yeah, powered through. I had a couple of guests that did some spots that would allow me to go take a quick break and brush my teeth and use the bathroom, that kind of stuff. But we've
man.
had we've had Homer Williams, we had Sharon Myron
great.
on here, we
Good
had
people.
Bob Dalton from Sackcloth and Ashes, we had Scott Kerman sat
Good job,
down.
Scott, yeah.
We had just a whole bunch of just
Can I ask you a
great
couple
time.
questions?
Please,
All
go
right.
ahead.
Ms. Jordan, so in the very short period of time that I've been mayor, and I don't want to take all the credit because Mayor Wheeler put some of the foundations down.
He did.
He
Urban
had a
Alchemy,
hard
the
job.
task sites.
He had a really difficult job.
Yeah.
But it's about taking the resources that you have and then accelerating that. So I don't want to discount. It's not just what I've done. But with the shelters we've opened, the strategies we put in play, what do you think about the hopefulness of Portland today, right now, right here? Do you see, can you feel it? Is it tangible to you?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you're in it right now. So you don't see the changes on a day. Can you feel it?
I can feel it. I mean, so my next guest is Ryan Buchanan.
Oh,
our
good
friend
guy.
Ryan.
Oh, rock star.
We believe in Portland.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is go to one of his We Believe Portland
That's right.
rallies, right? The one we had at Providence Park was phenomenal. I mean, we had 2,000 people coming down to celebrate, and we go out and pick up trash, but there's really not a lot of trash to pick up. So
Yeah.
essentially, that's just coming out and rallying for
Yeah.
Portland and going out to eat. And so you feel it in events like that. We're doing outreach. We all have a name every Tuesday and Friday morning. Eventually, we're going to do it every morning. But those people that are showing up in the morning to do outreach, they're volunteers. They're not even professional outreach workers that are paid. These are volunteers from schools, businesses, churches that are
Love
coming
that.
down. Why? Because they love and believe in Portland. And so I see hope in that.
Good.
We've got the new women's sports right now. The fire is
That's
coming.
right.
So you got that going on. I think that you're going to see the Trailblazers deal. Ryan, he's been working hard behind the scenes to make sure that the Trailblazers stay here. I know he's been bugging you, probably
Yeah.
calling you, saying we can't lose the Trailblazers. We can't
appreciate
lose
that.
the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
And he's right. I think that's a Portland icon, and we've got we have our issues like every major city.
Yeah.
But what we have that I think makes us really unique here is this is a small, big city, which means we have our issues, but it doesn't take a lot to make a big splash
That's
in a
right.
good way in this town. And so with a positive attitude and a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit and a great team, you know that as well as I do, you got to have a great team. And I have an incredible,
Yeah,
small
you do.
but incredible team that has
Good
been
morning.
able to move mountains in the interest of getting people sober and housed and in a thriving life.
Yeah. I want to do a PSA. Just while I got you.
Okay.
Because
The rest of the time is yours.
Okay, because I just want everybody to know that the seeds of Renaissance are right here.
Yes.
It's in Old Town. And so 40 years ago, we were in the same exact spot. We had heroin, which was rampant,
Yes.
and fortified wine, which was prolific.
Yeah.
And then we stopped caring for people, and Old Town, unfortunately, had endemic homelessness. And it was really struggling. So people keep thinking that Portland's been this bucolic, wonderful city for so many decades. And they're right, but they don't know. Cities go through chapters, and we're
Yes.
in a chapter right now. So what we're experiencing is something we're going to turn around.
100%.
It is not something that we cannot achieve together. And I want Portlanders to know that Old Town is where we need to put the hard and important work today. Our renaissance has to start here,
Yep.
at this address, at 209
That's
Northwest 4th. It's not just your address, but it's this real 10 block radius area. And so what I want everybody to do is we're really starting here with, we have a name. We all have a name. We've got to start understanding and helping people on the street that if you walk by somebody, it's okay to stop as a good Samaritan and say, can I help you? Here's a day center. Call 311. Are you from Portland? if you're not, and if you befriend somebody and they're from out of state and they're being held hostage on our street because they don't have the resources to get back home, we can help.
I love it.
And so just call 311. That's the city's information line. And say I have somebody who lives in Miami and they're ready to connect with their mom.
Yeah.
We'll take it from there. We have relationship with TSA. You don't have to have ID. You don't have to have money.
That's incredible.
You just got to have a willingness to help and provide somebody hope.
And a loved one on the other end.
Yeah, exactly.
To
Yeah,
receive you.
and that's really, so we always want to connect you with a loved one, because the best sort of housing is housing that's not just connected with services, but it's connected with hope and a relationship. That's the best sort of support you can get, because people are willing to throw down for that sort of love.
That's right.
And so that's one thing. And then direct to shelters, direct to jobs. But what we got to do is we can't let the street be a destination for anybody anymore. But if we keep talking to people and say, I've got hope, I've got help, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? People have a clarion call at some time. You're in recovery, right?
Yes.
It took, what, 8, 9, 10 times before it clicked on you, right?
Yep.
It's not a one-time event. It's a series of events and setbacks. I just want people to know that recovery is hopeful. And I want everybody to know that when we look at addiction and recovery, this is what really drives me. 75% of all those who suffer from addiction recover. They recover. So it is incredibly hopeful. The problem is if we're not going to give somebody the help to be ready to recover. That's the thing that drives me crazy about Portland, is that when we hand out tents and we sustain that behavior, we don't let rock bottom become rock bottom. We keep people in a middle stasis or limbo, and we let dealers roam the streets and be in the next tent or something like that. That's what really alarms me, is because we as a government then become sustaining the behavior we don't want, and we know it's not helpful to anybody.
That's right.
The businesses that are trying to survive, and those that are on the street suffering from addiction that are trying to survive, and then we aren't doing anything to help anybody in that whole continuum succeed. So thanks for that. I just wanted to provide everybody, it's time to go to work, everybody.
That's right.
It is
311.
not-
So you
yeah,
call 311, and you can help someone get home to their loved ones. You can also report a tent. You can report. You can basically any service that you don't know how to address. You can call 311. We had downtown clean and safe here less than an hour ago.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they were doing patrols, and I had this incredible conversation.
That's
Supervisor pulled
awesome.
up. We got to tell them about CityTeam, gave them some vouchers.
Mark Wells and Steve Wickerly over there, those guys managing Clean and Safe, we're so fortunate in the city.
Yeah, and the team they have, the boots on the ground.
Yeah,
like those are
all
the
of them.
guys. I mean, they're and women that are out there on the streets at 4 in the morning.
What? So we got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So tell me, 100 souls in recovery.
110. Yep. Not all
110.
necessarily in recovery.
Okay.
We will have the emergency shelter, which is 30 beds.
Okay.
We'll also have a program called Turning Point, which is essentially for men who are not necessarily struggling with addiction, but homelessness is an issue, and they just need a place to live while they're either finding housing or getting a job, or maybe they have a job, but they're living in a shelter. We have a program that will help them have a safe place to live while they're working, but also transitioning them into more stable housing down the road. They can stay as long as they need, as long as they're moving forward with a plan to take that next step in their own journey. So 4 programs, 110 beds, and then of course we're still doing night strike under the Burnside Bridge, which you
I know it
have
well.
come down, and
Noah,
Noah, your son, was working there this
Noah's
summer.
home. He got home last night.
Okay, good
Yeah,
stuff.
So he came home for the weekend, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is good. As far as this goes, this has got to be one of the more beautiful, dignified buildings that I've been able to see in this segment of what you're providing.
Oh, it's upstairs.
Isn't
It's
it
just
nice?
incredible.
Doesn't it just make you
It's
want to just
incredible.
come inside?
Curved walls, fireplace in the little wall thing, which we didn't even put in. It was already here.
You've created a problem
Yeah.
for CityTeam, because
Nah,
now
you
you've
were
set
never going to get him to leave.
Well, no, not just that. You've set the bar so high for your organization. I'm sure your CEO or whatever the title may be must thinking, God darn it. But that's great, though.
Yeah.
It's that dignified. I got to tell you, man, you're the right guy at the right place,
and
man.
here's
Isn't that
the thing,
exciting?
It's not expensive. It is not that expensive. When you
No.
get down to it, we have a model here that works because it's peer led, right? We have 11 staff members, but we also have an interns that we pay once they graduate, and those are the guys that are running the day-to-day. They're doing the case management, they're teaching the classes, they're using their lived experience to help the next guys around. And so that's our 5-minute warning.
All right.
And so that saves us on payroll, right? And then when the guys get to a certain phase, work phase, before they graduate, they have jobs, they pay a program fee, 30% or $300 a month. It's not a lot
That's
of money.
awesome.
Teaches them the value of paying rent, brings in revenue
Yep.
for us. So it's not expensive to do.
Are you helping
this.
them get banked? Going through like check writing, all the
Travis
skills, life
at
skills.
Key Bank, he's the manager of the
Oh,
Key
that's
Bank. He
awesome.
comes in on his own, volunteers, teaches a class, helps the guys get set up with checking accounts, saving accounts, even secured credit cards to help them build credit.
It's the full meal deal. That's how you turn people. That's how you
right.
help people kind of get through life and be successful at life. Yeah. All right.
Okay, I think we're out of time. Thank you, Mayor Wilson, for taking the time.
Should have brought you some more coffee.
I got a full cup. Thank you, Samuel, for taking a picture. I like doing
Give
the
me a handshake,
selfies. Let's get a selfie here
Oh, you
because
bet.
these are that makes us feel more millennial like. There we go. Thank
Dude,
you.
all right.
You got a long day ahead of you, I
Yep,
know.
every day, Fridays.
Don't
What a
forget
week.
to sleep.
Man, I'm telling you.